What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve with another video, and this one might strike a nerve, might be a little controversial, might be something that not everybody out there agrees with, and that's perfectly fine. This is my video. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about it and how I want to talk about it. Make sure you're paying attention to the content, guys. We're giving away a trip to the National in Cleveland 2024, courtesy of the channel and 11 other content creators. The content will have the answers to the questions that we're going to ask when we go to give away that giveaway. So make sure you're paying attention. All the videos dating back to the beginning of 2024 through probably June. It's a big span, 6 months to pay attention, but it's not too much to ask for the prize. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why vintage cards suck. I'm going to give you a couple reasons. And after that, I'm going to give you a list of 5 vintage cards that I believe are just highly overrated. So if you followed me at all through 2023, you know that one of my chase cards, and I showed this in my last video of my cards I picked up in 2023 that are in my PC, some of my favorite stuff, was a Willie Mays rookie card. Here is said Willie Mays rookie card in an SGC 1.5, acquired at the Philadelphia Card Show in March of 2023. Got a good deal on it. Love the card. A little bit off-centered, but it's got a very strong surface. That's what I wanted out of it. Not long after I acquired that card, I got an itch, a bug, if you will, to get more vintage. I just fell in love with it. I was like, man, I need more vintage cards in my collection. One of the next cards I went out and got was a 1957 Topps Frank Robinson, picked up off Instagram. Yes, you can get vintage off Instagram. It's not just all modern flipping cards. In a PSA 5, I'm an Orioles fan, longtime Frank Robinson fan. One of the most underrated players in Major League Baseball history, in my opinion. When you run down his list of accolades, and this isn't here to talk about players that are overrated or underrated or undervalued. Just look at what Frank Robinson did in his career if you're really looking for somebody that was successful and not talked about. I also went out and I picked up a 1948 Bowman Stan Musial, beautiful portrait. He does have the leaf. I prefer this to the leaf, even though the leaf is in color, because I love the portrait shot as opposed to a the shot on the Stan Musial where he's batting. You can't even really tell who that is, except it has his name written on the card. With this, his name's on the back, but no name on the front. But you can tell by his face if you're a baseball fan. That's Stan Musial. Great portrait shot. In a PSA 3.5, picked this up. My grandfather used to always tell me how awesome he was. And he was awesome. I never got to see him play. But this card is just cool looking for its character. I also have a 1931 Walt Disney in a PSA 7. This is Walt Disney's first card. All right, so that's my oldest card in my collection, the Walt Disney, actually. So you may be saying, Steve, you have those vintage cards there. You bought those last year. Why do vintage cards suck? And one of the main reasons is because when I started buying it, I realized I wanted all of it. And I realized there was a lot of it out there, a lot of cards I wanted. I'm not talking about print runs. I'm not talking about graded copies. Yes, it is plentiful. It's not super rare. In high grade, it is. But I realized there's so many vintage cards I want. There's so much of it out there and available, but I can't get all of it. It's pricey. And that sucks. That sucks, all right? I actually had to put the brakes on because I was about to go down a rabbit hole of vintage, of buying all kinds of rookies, and I was just going to buy them all up and be like, okay, I got them. I spent the money and I got them. But the journey of chasing them down, especially when I chased down this Willie Mays rookie, was the highlight of actually acquiring the card. Was the journey, finding it, buying it. I was in the process for over a year till I acquired it. The Stan Musial and the Frank Robinson, I just went online, Instagram, eBay, and bought those. There's no story behind those. The cards are great, but the story of how I obtained them is rather boring. It's rather just ordinary, right? So that's my thing about vintage. It's all awesome to the point to where it sucks because you want it and you can't get it. And you guys may be like, man, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it does. It sounds pretty idiotic. But I'm going to get into 5 cards that I think are overrated. And you guys should not go out and get these cards and chase these cards down. You just shouldn't. All right? Number 1, 1958 Topps Jim Brown rookie card. Now, Jim Brown's passed away. NFL iconic legend. Arguably the best football player, not just the best running back, but football player of all time on the Cleveland Browns. Got into Hollywood after football, was in some movies. I would love to have this rookie card in a PSA 6. Yes, this card is overrated because this player was awesome. It's old, 1958. The picture on it looks awesome. The card has character. Most people know who Jim Brown is. You can bring him up in a conversation and somewhat somebody's going to know something about him, which you can't say about every sports superstar. And, I mean, owning a Jim Brown rookie card, who wouldn't want to say that they could do that, right? Or do that. That's overrated. All right. Number 2, 1939 play ball Ted Williams. Now, I would like to acquire all of these cards that I'm listing in, around the budget of about $5,000 each. So at the end, I'm going to want you guys to help me decide. And yes, these cards are overrated. I'm talking about them overrated. Don't you go out and get them, even though I would like every single card on this list. Ted Williams, rookie card, 1939 play ball. Super overrated. One of the best players to ever play the game. Got a painting of him in Fenway Park. Served in, I believe, World War II as a bomber, as a pilot. Left baseball, came back to baseball, and was still the best player, best hitter in baseball. I mean, Ted Williams, when this guy passed away, they froze his body because they wanted to use his genetics to create more baseball players. Something like that. It's kind of weird. But, just overrated. Who would want a Ted Williams rookie card? With all that stuff said, who would really want that? Not me, but yes, me. All right. Next up, 1948 Leaf, Jackie Robinson. Who would want a card of someone who, broke down color barriers, and is just not only a sports icon, but is an American icon, a part of American history as well as sports history. You can say his name and everybody knows it. Baseball celebrates every year. The players go out there and wear his number on their jersey. Just someone who is so influential in where the game has come today. Not only was he a great player, but, as far as civil rights go, what else can you say? Jackie Robinson, everybody knows the name. Bring that name up at work. Hey, man, Jackie Robinson. You don't have to be a baseball fan to know who he is. And honestly, who would want that? Who would want a rookie card of someone that was so influential and so iconic, not only in the world of sports, but in America and American history overall? I know I would, but I really wouldn't. But yeah, I really would. It would be awesome to have, but it is overrated. Next, 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth. Pick your poison. There's at least four of them that I know of. Pictures. I think there's 4. I'm not super versed in vintage. I think it's all overrated. That's why I don't know everything about it, because it's just so overrated. It's not really worth my time to look into it. But yeah, the Gaudy Babe Ruth, again, American history, Babe Ruth, got movies named after him, candy bar named after him, Baby Ruth, I think it's named after him. Who knows? He's overrated. Why would they name a candy bar after him? And just mainly considered the best baseball player of all time, at least for generations and generations and generations, a name that will transcend time forever. When I'm long gone off this earth, people will still talk about Babe Ruth, just like they'll talk about Jackie Robinson. Who wants that? That's not really important. When I'm not here, I don't care what people are talking about, right? Doesn't matter to me. I'm long gone. But a Babe Ruth, any card from his playing time, I know he has a 48 Leaf. I would like to have a card from his playing time. I would like to have that card just for when I have friends over and I have parties and I'm entertaining, that I could pull that card out and go, hey guys, check this out. This is a Babe Ruth card. People who don't even like sports or sports cards or baseball would think that was awesome. They'd be like, damn, a Babe Ruth card. I know who that is. That's amazing. And I would have to tell them, no, it's really not that cool. It's actually kind of overrated. And I would just go put it away and get it out and look at it on another day. Probably years later, because I wouldn't want to look at it all the time. It's just not all it's talked up to be. Yeah, I wouldn't want one if I were you. But me, myself, I would love to have one. All right. Last but not least, 1957 Topps Bill Russell. And this card just kind of crept onto the list. I'm like, man, what is another overrated vintage card that can make this list? And I'm like, Bill Russell, you know, he's got like the most like NBA titles. He played for a big market with the Boston Celtics. He just passed away, unfortunately, actually, during the Atlantic City National in 2022. Time has been flying. First year that Topps made basketball cards, and it's just a hard card to find. Even though they're out there, I mean, it's hard to get. I mean, even in just graded authentics, they're thousands of dollars. That's just way too much for somebody who has the accomplishments that he has in basketball, and for that to be, you know, the first Topps basketball set. I mean, look at the 1952, the first Topps baseball set. I mean, those cards are worth a lot of money because it's the first Topps set. It doesn't make any sense. It's just overrated. Who cares about Topps? They're not even Topps anymore. They're owned by Fanatics. But this is the first Topps basketball set. I don't think anybody out there should want to own any cards from this, let alone a Bill Russell. I would love to. I think you guys should, you know, lay off though. Just, you know, pump the brakes, hold your horses. Don't go out and get any of this stuff. I love this stuff. I'm going to go out and try to get at least 1-2 of these this year. You guys should just, you shouldn't do it. You should just do what you want. Don't listen to this list at all. A card that almost made this list. In fact, this is what makes this so hard. This is why this sucks. A 1954 Topps Hank Aaron. Everybody knows who Hank Aaron is. The all-time home run leader. He was until Barry Bonds got juiced up and passed him. But anyway, Hank Aaron is mine. My home run leader. All right. Talk about overrated. That's Barry Bonds. People talk about him being underrated. That's overrated. Okay. I remember when Barry Bonds was skinny and he wasn't hitting home runs the way that he was. That's neither here nor there. It's a whole other video. I'm completely off topic. Anyway, the Hank Aaron, just an awesome looking card. I love the 54 Topps. They got the portrait and the action shot, and the cards just have so much character again as I've used that. And character is completely overrated. I mean, nobody wants their cards to like actually have some character where you can like look at the artwork on the card and look into the face, the portrait of the player with a nice background and a nice action shot of them. That's completely overrated. I would rather have something shiny with a bunch of flashy stuff on it, you know, that's Photoshop. I would that stuff's like, that's way better. That's way better. Don't go for this overrated, you know, cards with character that actually look like pieces of art. Art's overrated. I'd rather have something, you know, that's computer generated, thrown on there with a bunch of sparkles. That stuff's a lot better. You guys should steer clear of this vintage stuff and go after that. And just let me just go after this vintage stuff. All right, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to comment below which one of these 5 cards you think is the most overrated and which one you think I should go out and buy, because I want them all. I love overrated. I love stuff that sucks. I love cards that suck. I want them on my list. All right, you guys, again, you tell me what card I should go out and get. You guys don't go out and get any of these. Save them for me. And comment that below and help me make up my mind which 1 or 2 of these cards I should chase down in 2024. Thank you for watching this terrible, sucky, overrated video. On your way out, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.